Hi everyone.
Hi.
Welcome back, and today we have for you a video on sandalwood and a couple of sandalwood fragrances that are new to show you as well.
Yeah.
So, what is sandalwood?
Sandalwood is one of the oldest perfume ingredients known to man.
It's been used for over 4,000 years.
Well, if you think about it, when they first started burning things,
yes,
like essences, in order
incensey
to
kind of thing.
Yeah, because the whole idea was that you burn sweet-smelling substances, and that smoke, that sweet-smelling smoke, sort of helped sublimate you in terms of
communicate with the gods.
And sandalwood, I guess, was one of the things that they burned.
Yeah, and they also used it in embalming as well. So the Egyptians used it as well. It is actually also used even till today, especially in India, for use in meditations and spiritual ceremonies. I know a lot in like yoga practices and things, they'll have a sandalwood oil and they kind of rub it into the temples to relieve stress. It's meant to be a very kind of calming smell.
I think I'm going to suggest that to my yoga teacher next time.
Yes, I've actually, we had some sandalwood oil and I've dipped a couple of blotters just so we can try the pure oil on its own.
Yeah, see, I always think of this with sandalwood, that smooth creaminess comes through from this wood.
It's quite sweet for a wood as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, it has got that kind of silkiness to it.
Not harsh at all.
No, not at all.
It's gorgeous, actually.
And it works in perfume so well as a fixative, so it will be always sitting there at the base, kind of holding that fragrance to the skin.
Did you know, by the way, it takes years for the sandalwood tree to reach maturity in terms of being able to extract the scent from it?
Yeah, and I think there's quite a lot of problems around it because over 90% of the sandalwood production comes from India, and it's in the mountains in India that they grow these trees. But there's actually been quite a lot of problems because there's been like illegal harvesting of trees. So you know, when they harvest the tree, they don't actually cut it down like fell it. They pull it up from the root. So it's quite a big kind of job. But there's these plantations in India that are really kind of overworked because of the demand for incense and fragrance. So actually now they've started growing it in Australia. Which is good because we've got like kind of somewhere else
secondary market
to source sandalwood from. So yes, it is a beautiful note.
Oh, it's so relaxing.
Yeah.
Love that. So shall we look at a couple of the fragrances that we work with that include sandalwood? Actually, one of them, in fact both of these have recently launched. Yeah. Because sandalwood seems to be quite a big thing at the moment.
Yeah,
it's quite popular. With fragrances having the sandalwood name in it. So for example, Narciso has done a fragrance in their sort of high-end gold collection called Santel Musk, which is behind me here, looking resplendent.
It is.
I really love these bottles. They're the For Her bottle, but these are unisex fragrances.
Definitely.
So it doesn't say For Her on it anywhere. It just says Santel Musk by Narciso Rodriguez. You can almost see my face in that.
The mirrored like gold is beautiful.
Stunning. And this whole collection, actually, this musk collection, was more to celebrate that Middle Eastern tradition of perfume.
Yes, so there's also rose musk and amber musk as well, but obviously Santal is the French word for sandalwood, just to, in case you didn't know. So let's try this one.
Okay, oops. Oh. So this is described as quite a musky, spicy, intense eau de parfum. So, and I can smell that lovely intensity already, actually, and and quite again a Middle Eastern type inspiration for sure.
Very much so,
because of its depth and its warmth and
quite spicy actually.
Spiciness.
Yeah.
I mean, they talk a lot about cardamom actually.
Yeah, and you can smell that. It's that very kind of fresh spice.
It's quite interesting, isn't it? You studied this recently.
Yeah, cardamom is very interesting because it does have that real kind of awakening feeling to it, and it has lots of other nuances also that mean it blends so well, and it's used actually a lot more than you would realise. It doesn't always just smell like kind of, I don't know, sometimes when I smell a bit of cardamom I think of curry.
Well, that's because we cook with it.
It doesn't always smell like that, and
I was thinking that the contrast between that freshness of the spice and the relaxing, elegant creaminess of sandalwood is interesting.
Yeah. What is hard though is that we're just spraying these, and obviously sandalwood is on the dry down more prevalent, so we're not getting so much of the sandalwood straight away. But I have worn this before, and I know that when it dries down, it is actually quite smooth, which is lovely.
Yeah.
Also, ylang ylang in this.
Yeah, ylang ylan's a nice flower actually, because
Exotic.
it gives that sort of, again, and a bit of a creaminess as well to complement. So check that one out if you
Yeah,
can.
do.
They're not stocked everywhere, but if you can find a stockist of that, then do. I know that they do them in Harrods, for example, in London. The other one has also just launched that we wanted to talk about, and it doesn't have sandalwood in the name, but this one is a Bulgari fragrance. Again, their high-end collection. It's called Le Gemme Reali, this collection, and it's the Rubina, which is based on, as you would expect, the ruby.
Ruby, yeah. So this Reali collection is the newest collection, and it was a chance for them to focus on the 3 most precious gemstones, the ruby, the emerald and the sapphire.
So beautiful, isn't
So
it?
beautiful.
The bottle, the colouring at the top of that bottle is a really rich, almost a purple red.
And apparently this on the top is the 8-pointed Roman star, which they use in Bulgari jewels as well.
Well, so much of the Bulgari symbolism is from that classicism, classic Roman civilizations, for example. Should we have a spray?
Let's do. This is made by Alberto Morillas, who has made a lot of the Bulgari fragrances, actually. He made all 3 in this new collection.
Yeah, I think he's worked with Bulgari on and off for about 15 years on different fragrances.
Yeah.
Let's have a smell of that. I'll put that on this wrist as well.
So the ruby is meant to be the stone of intense passion.
Ooh, yeah.
So let's see if this smells of intense passion.
Now, it smells like cakes in a good way, you know? And it's actually very different from the Santel Musk that we just smelt, because I feel that whole Middle Eastern tradition comes through with this.
That almost smells like it might have some oud in there as well.
Yeah, it does. Whereas this one with the sandalwood, I mean, again,
it's much sweeter.
Yeah, I feel like we need to wait for the sandalwood to come. But for sure, you've got, what are the top notes in there?
Well, I don't know. To me, it's got something that's kind of almondy.
Yes, it has.
Something that's sweet and fruity, I think, as well. I think it's meant to have mandarin, but to me,
mandarin.
it doesn't smell citrus. It smells, you know, a bit like a heliotrope note.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
And it definitely has tonka, and the tonka, I mean, even though you wouldn't generally smell the tonka straight up, but that kind of almondy, gourmand, slightly vanilla-y.
Yeah,
It's
in a
actually really
dense,
beautiful.
in a deep and dense way.
Yeah.
So not like sort of boiled sweets. You
No,
know?
no.
What I also like about this, in fact, all of these Le Gemme collections, is just the work that goes in terms of the evolution. So yes, we've just sprayed it, but as these fragrances develop on the skin, you really can tell that they are expensive, high quality ingredients made by master perfumers, you know.
And Alberto actually specified that he used Australian Sandalwood Absolute in this fragrance. Maybe he wanted to specify because of the kind of controversy around sandalwood at the moment. Yes, so it is a natural Absolute in there.
Yeah,
Very
and
nice.
I wonder if that changes the actual smell of it.
Oh, I'm sure.
It would be interesting because, of course,
I'm sure.
a lot of the sandalwood like that's listed in older perfumes is the Missouri sandalwood, of course. And if this isn't that, it's interesting to see how the differences are compared.
Yeah.
But like we said, you know, the beauty of sandalwood is that it blends so well. So you can have 2 fragrances that both have a strong hit of sandalwood, and yet they smell completely different because of the way that they allow the other ingredients to develop and round it off. It's quite a good ingredient for bringing a roundness to a fragrance.
Yes, it's not punchy. No. Do you love sandalwood? Have you got any fragrances with sandalwood in that you like? Maybe you use the oil on its own, like in a relaxation way.
Or incense as well, if you want to burn it as incense. It always reminds me of my university days because that's what we used to do.
Yeah. So anyway, I hope you're interested in sandalwood because it is a great ingredient. It's in so many fragrances. And yeah, we'll hopefully talk about some other ingredients in the future. See you all again soon. Bye.